Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for another Grixis Control Friday main series video. We're coming up on the end of the year, and it's been quite an eventful year for Grixis Control. I went to Eternal Weekend, made Day 2, almost made Prizing. The deck has gotten countless trophies. Well, you could count, but there were a lot of them. People, I feel like, are finally starting to understand the idea and the ethos of the deck, and that it's not about an exact 75, it's about your exact 75, and finding that reflection within red, blue, and black. Seeing your own reflection in red, blue, and black. We've been trying to find some catchphrases for the channel for a while now. There's been quite a few. It's an art, not a science. Uh, Black to get the job done, blue to make sure it's done right, red to get it done fast, Grixis Control. There's a bunch, and they are all great and unwieldy in their own ways. Maybe not as explanatory as they need to be. We'll land on something, I'm sure. Instead of doing like a mere average, because I feel like I've been doing that a lot recently because I had to take kind of a long-ish break from playing. So I feel like the Friday videos have been just me playing the stock list. Instead, I wanted to try this idea of what if the avatar cards were absorbed into the list, what would that look like? And I think that pretty much to me just looks like one redirect lightning. The member league or the Patreon league that corresponds with this Friday main series video. I'm also playing a Fire Nation occupation in the main, but I wanted Baraglyph back for this time. This feels like a pretty light expression of Avatar. You could also try throwing a Wan Shi Tong in there, because it also did some interesting stuff in its featured videos. But I think having a not fork, but misdirection effect in your 75, thank you for everyone who pointed that out, in the video that was more about redirect lightning, I think that was last week. It's not an effect that we've had in the 75 before. We've had all kinds of other interesting effects, like a stifle that's difficult to interact with, big creatures, reanimation effects, discard effects, stun effects, counter spells, of course, creature removals, classic, graveyard interaction, big bursts of damage like Price of Progress. We're all just kind of like picking the best tool at their respective jobs in the context of this deck and seeing what the right blend of that all is. And I think if I had to pick something from Avatar's wide array of tools it offers, I think it would be the misdirection effect. I think it would be redirect lightning. And I'm going to try just one in the 75 and in the main deck, no less, because it has a lot of game one application. I think when I did the Avatar release video, it would have made more sense to have it in the main board. Instead, I had it in the sideboard, and I don't think I ever cited it in. Because it's hard to think of specific use cases when you're sideboarding and you're just trying to configure your 60 to be tight and applicable to the widest spread of things. The mind is not always going to gravitate towards redirecting spells or abilities targets. It's just tough to keep all track of. So I like having one in the main board here, and we'll see what happens this league. I think it will be pretty interesting. I think that was pretty much everything. I'm banking videos in advance. The intro is just about done, so that's exciting. The song for the intro is done. In the new year, I think we can come back and experience an all-new JamesKisau experience. I love seeing the channel grow. There is one slot also that just opened up at the top Patreon tier, so private coaching is available right now, if that appeals to you. As for other Grixis Control news around the web, people are still doing great work on the Grixis Wizards archetype. Phil over at Thraben, big fan. Phil's been on the channel here and there. I've been on Phil's channel more often. It feels more like I run into Phil when I'm just practicing or playing for leisure. But anyways, Phil recently released a video playing Grixis Control featuring Wan Shi Tong, and the deck had a lot of similarities to what I play. Like there was From the Catacombs, Cling to Dust, Kolgon's Command, a lot of the hallmarks were present. So check out that video, it's very cool. And if memory serves, the deck performed quite well, so thanks for spreading the word, Phil. I appreciate it. I think that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon. A lot of great perks over there. Private Discord community. A lot of good stuff happening there. You get an extra league every week of free content at the $2 tier. Seems like a good deal to me. $5 tier opens up even more wonders. And yeah, that is my plug for the Patreon. And let's jump into those matches. All right, we are down to the wire on this. And I think this hand's pretty good. Opponent's keeping 7. I'll go ahead and ponder. Yeah, I'll take a third land, hide the Cling on top, and we'll just see what we're up against here. I have a wide variety of interaction, I will say. Opponent has basic island. Shadow Spear? Is this 8 cast? Yeah, I think it's 8 cast. Must have done really well recently. I just recently, or the very last match I just played when I was warming up was this exact same matchup. I don't think Kling's going to be very good, but Edict is usually pretty good. I mean, the best Kling can do is probably slow down an Emery, but I would just definitely bolt it on sight. Ancient Tomb. We're going to see Kappa Cannoneer here. Seems like, yep. So I can play around Force of Negation by edicting right now, which I'm definitely going to do. Hopefully that works out. No, they have Force of Will. That's too bad. Alright. Now what? Probably just try to pay ward 4 somehow. If they put a Shadow Spear on this, though, that is just, it's terrible. I can counter the ward 4, but I don't have a removal spell that can single-handedly destroy it in game 1. They do have an artifact, that is unfortunate. I guess I could hit my other Edict or Snapcaster Mage. That's probably what I need to try and draw towards right now, because this is everything. They have 1 card left in hand. They can cash in the Baubles, I guess, but there's a lot of fluff in the deck. They're going to activate Bauble right now. Sure. Surveil. Tameo. Nah. Cling your Bauble. Uh-oh. Redirect Lightning. Nah, doesn't seem like it's going to help very much. Kaito could probably gain some life, I guess. Jeez. Things not looking too good. Could also just redraw with Cling. That's probably the best option, honestly. Try again next turn with more mana. Yeah, gosh, somehow they just keep on putting these artifacts out there. Alright, I'll activate this in response. Or I'll cast this in response. If I do this, it turns off Snapcaster Mage isn't out. But I think it's probably the right call, given that I can't do it after this Chalice resolves. Baleful Strix. I could counter the unblockable trigger, I guess. If they only have 1 artifact, then they just won't attack. I don't know. Things are pretty slim. They activate Bauble, they see Kaito, Baragoyf. Alright. Force of Will, pitching Pinnacle Emissary. That's wild. Alright. Maybe they won't have an artifact, I don't know. The Trample's pretty rough, though. There's a Saga, it's not an artifact. Okay, cool. Well, that was a frustrating game. Meltdown, Red Blast, Consign. I think that's about it. I'll take Agent on the draw. Narset, sadly not very effective against this deck any longer because they don't play Thoughtcast or anything, or Thought Monitor. And then yeah, we'll just lessen our reliance on 1-drops here, and also trim this Badlands. I keep the Mountain in this matchup because sometimes they have Harbinger of the Seas tech. It's not super common, but it's non-zero. I will play first. Hand seems fine. I will dig towards Meltdown or something. Now, Volcanic Island is a nice land to is a nice land to have in this matchup. Shuffle that. Okay. There's really only a handful of cards that we want here. Chalice on 1. Lotus Petal. Emery. Jeez. What a hand. Bobble. Bobble. This is rough stuff. I'm glad they're not activating their bobbles, though. Kaito. Alright, well... this might work out. I don't know. They kind of need to activate the bobble. And they're a little inclined to. Nothing else gets card advantage in their graveyard. Other than just, you know, the raw card advantage of casting a Patchwork Automaton. That's a pretty big deal. Oh boy, they just targeted Shadow Spear. Don't do it. They might have misclicked, maybe? Oh, yeah. Well, that was a nice break. Opponent says lol. Haha, it happens. It does. I need them to use these baubles. I guess I'll just surveil instead then. Yeah, sure. I don't know why I'm so hell-bent on trying to catch him. Like, I could have just put in Kaito this turn, probably. But yeah, they're not budging on that. Double Ancient Tomb. Now they target Patchwork Automaton. And looks like they're casting Kappa Cannoneer. You got it. That makes sense why they wouldn't be activating their bauble. Although they did it in this order, so that means I can take out Automaton with Bowmaster triggers, but I think it's probably better to address Emery, which means I wasted another turn. Yeah, Force of Will, right on time. If I'd played Strix, I could have done that. Life, it's hard sometimes. Target Emery. Target Emery. Alright, now we'll just sit around and wait. I'll be pretty liberal with my Force of Will. Don't need to worry about Shadow Spear as long as Chalice of the Void is around. These two cards are templated a little differently. Like this gets counters when you cast artifacts, and this gets counters when artifacts enter. 6 damage. This turns on a dime really fast. You're not always going to get the chance to block it, basically. So yeah, I'll happily chump. I can't really catch these baubles in without giving me more stuff. I wonder why they wanted that to happen. And then Pithing Needle was their last card. So yeah, this scales up, but Kappa Cannoneer does not because it won't enter. And yeah, I just need to draw kind of really well. That was pretty good. Play Strix. Okay. I might as well Edict right now too. They might draw Force of Will or something. Okay. This would not be the turn to Force of Will an artifact if they draw one. Worst case scenario is that they draw an artifact and also draw one next turn, but sandbag the one they draw this turn and have 2 artifacts in one go. That would be bad. I hope that doesn't happen. Alright, they're going for it. 2 triggers over there. Yeah, can they attack? I feel like I'm winning this race now. Saga might be too slow. Mox Opal. Like I said, this is not the turn to do it. So I'm guessing they did not just look at Meltdown on top of my deck. Oh, they're attacking. I think that gives me lethal on the crackback, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ping. I'll just force whatever this is. I'm going to show them the mountain because I just don't really want to contend with Harbinger of the Seas if it happens to be part of their plan at all. What if it's Otawara? Can I afford to leave Strix back? So 3, 6, yeah, I can. Do that. 4 damage. That's 7 damage. Or 7 life, and then, yeah, 7 damage coming in. Sweet. Okay. Price of Progress is almost tempting, but it's more likely to cause a draw than anything, I think. Yeah, I think I just run it back. even though Agent's pretty bad on the draw, preventing those one-drop artifacts from coming in is pretty important if a big part of their game plan includes Chalice of the Void. Oh boy. Yeah, I think this is a begrudging keep. The most begrudging keep. Especially since they're keeping 7. And then biggest question is, do you force Chalice on 1? Opal. Okay. That was a pretty tame turn 1. Hit the land. That's nice. I'll cast Ponder. Yeah. That's pretty good. I'll put the Edict on top, so if they Mishra's Bobble me, I still don't really want to encourage them to put their threats out there. I want to slow this game down. I'm going to let that go. Their entire board is meltdownable. I'm going to play this, put the Ponder on top, and have double force to protect my Baragoyf next turn. And then just tempo this out, I think. Hopefully find a meltdown on the way. Yeah, that one's okay. I hope I don't regret this. Pithing Needle grows the Automaton. 2 cards left. Well, let's throw down the Baragoyf. And I suppose I can afford to get Swamp here. But maybe I should have gotten Mountain. Nah, look at my hand. They will force. I will force. Even if they top deck an artifact that they have to cast, can't be seat. Still beating this thing in combat. And they're not activating the Bobble either, which is interesting. They will hold. Either Spellbomb, pretty rough. Thank God I didn't force that Chalice, huh? Okay. This is really all about free money, so if they're willing to block, that would be cool, but they're not. Mill 4. I'll take a Strix. I'll play Murktide. Even though it shrinks the Baragoyf. They didn't block, so it doesn't matter. Nice. Alright, we are 1-0. Well, welcome back for round number 2. This hand's pretty strange. I'm gonna actually mulligan it. Yeah, I mean, this one's not much better, but I'll give it a shot. Bottom one of the Ponders. Got an Underground Sea over there. Could be a lot of decks. Ponder. I wish I knew if this was a deck with a Wasteland or not. I think if I draw a land, I'm going to Thoughtseize. And if I don't... Okay. Yeah, let's just get Underground Sea and Thoughtseize them. See what the deal is. They have Bowmasters, Force Blue card, 2 Thoughtseizes. I'll just take the Bowmasters quite clearly. I think this might be blue-black tempo, but I mean, it could be something else. Now they'll Thoughtseize me after playing the Underground Sea, so I'm guessing that they did not rip a Wasteland, which is good. If I can resolve a Strix next turn, and this is like a fair matchup, I'll be kind of ahead. I think it's pretty telling if they take a Strix, but if they take Brainstorm, they might have drawn something good. But I mean, if these Strix resolve, like, yeah, they do kind of have to answer them at disadvantage. They might even just Thoughtseize the other one. Yep. Ponder. Okay, let's Brainstorm. Alright. I'm gonna hide Snapcaster Mage on top. Well, maybe I should Ponder. Yeah, I'll Ponder. Go like that. Get a Volcanic Island. Cast Ponder. Yeah. This only really falls apart if they rip a big creature. But they'd also have to rip a land too. Because I'll probably snap Thoughtseize next turn. Now they'll Ponder. And not shuffle. Plain Tameo, sure. No land drop is very interesting. They might just be trying to scam, but I can't get wasted off black now. If they're gonna force, they should force now. What if I should snap Ponder instead of Thoughtseize? Like, how important are their cards? I think I am going to. This Bowmasters is going to be important. Yeah, take Murktide Regent. I might have forced to protect that, but then again, I also don't know what's coming up in this ponder. I'm hoping they don't immediately activate the clue. Bowmasters. If they force my first copy, I'll have them empty at least. And then as long as they don't, Thoughtseize me next turn, should be ready to take over. Even though they have Tamiyo going, which is not good. I feel like they're due for some lands or some other stuff they probably don't want. They'll draw a card. Edict. Alright. Play Bowmasters. Cool. Hit Bowmasters. Cast Ponder. Cling seems okay here. Bolt seems okay. But the lack of development is kind of frightening, and the Force of Will is kind of dead, so I'm going to shuffle. That was a good draw. Provided I don't get wastelanded. Hopefully they just drew a bunch of cantrips or something. Not incredibly likely, given they've already seen 2 ponders, but you never know. They are attacking with Tamiyo, so if I'm willing to give up Bowmasters, I could ninjutsu. Murktide. Gotta tap that down. I hope your last 2 cards aren't good. Sweet. Hopefully next turn we can really start taking over. Like, I'm hoping this turn they just, like, Fatal Push, Brainstorm, or something like that. Or they could just Brainstorm and not Fatal Push, that's cool too. Going to combat. They might also have, like, expensive stuff stuck in their hand, which is not good for, like, a long game. But if I cement enough advantage before they can start deploying their 3-drops, we could be okay. The clue tokens are rough, though. Wasteland. Fatal Push. Activate clue. Alright. Cling is back. Alright, I need to start drawing cards here. So let's attack. I'm guessing they'll trade armies. Yep. Now let's, yeah, do this. I think I'll bin both, right? Well, Nimble Obstructionist. I don't hate it. I think we need to do better. Force of Will. It's not much better. And this will grow the Murktide. But I do have, like, emergency options concerning that. If I hit Bolt, that'd be nice. Ponder. Sure, cast it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'm playing Bowmasters this turn. I can see them drawing cards. And then ideally Edict Baragoyf the following turn. I want them to flip this Tamiyo, though. And I can get an actual Edict on the Kaito. If they attack Kaito, I think they have Kaito themselves. Now they're attacking me. Sewers, 2 cards in hand. Oh, I wonder what they are. Could be Fatal Push. Yeah, I'll play Bowmasters. Could be Daze. It's not Daze. I think I should be targeting them. Yep, okay. Called that one, but was definitely hoping that they would flip Tamiyo this turn. How much danger am I in of just losing if I don't tap down Murktide again? I think it's non-zero, quite honestly. I think there is a chance maybe they'll drop it, though. Let me see. No, they dropped Tamiyo. I guess they could also have another Tamiyo in hand. That would make sense. Also, if I plus Kaito, they might feel like Murktide needs to attack Kaito. They only have 2 instants and sorceries in their graveyard, so might actually get away with kind of a risky line here. I think Brazen Borrower is way safer, since they're F6'd. Cool. Yeah, these are the kind of boards that hardcasting Kaito onto doesn't feel that great. They have another Wasteland. They can actually kind of take a lot of my mana away. Like, Wasteland me twice, play Murktide. Doesn't seem like an insane line. They'll draw a card. And then play Murktide, holding up that. Play Baragoyf. See if it gets forced or not. It does not. Okay. Yep, I think I'll just tap down this Murktide region then. Hit for 1 right now and then have lethal next turn. Maybe even draw a blue card in the process. Yeah, now they're hitting a lot of lands, it seems. They'll draw. Tamiyo did draw them a lot of cards, I will say. But they missed on Fatal Push, which is good. And yeah, they probably don't have much more than 2 in their main board. That would seem like a lot of Fatal Push to me. So Red Blast becomes pretty good. Fatal Push is very good. From the Catacombs is excellent. Can trim a Kolaghan's Command, Thoughtseize, 1 Force of Will. Probably a Lightning Bolt. It doesn't really address many of their threats. Well, that might not be true if they start playing like Dauthi Voidwalker. Narset's probably a more responsible cut, along with probably Baragoyf. I really don't want Fatal Push to line up against anything. Tamiyo is more acceptable since it is a 1-drop as well. Could consider trimming a land. I just don't usually do it against Wasteland decks. Or like Delver decks, I mean. But this like version of Delver is a lot less aggressive, you know. It's like main 1-drop threat, has 0 power. Didn't see any Nethergoyf that game. Doesn't mean they don't have it. I'm just gonna run it like that. I'm sure there are some days where I would play differently. Weird hand, but I think it's pretty good. Kind of weird spot with Redirect Lightning though, because like you do kind of want to hit the Wasteland, you know, but I could just play on basics. Ponder. That is a pretty chill start. Ponder does not shuffle. What do I draw? A Bolt? It's not bad. It's so weird to want to get Basic Mountain and Basic Swamp, given the hand. Because if I draw another blue spell, it could just be what I pitched to Force of Will. It's really strange. Yep. Ponder's good. Depending on when this Redirect Lightning falls during the game, that plus Reanimate might be costing a lot of life, you know? I'm just going to take a draw. That was a good draw. Do need that land, though. That's why I didn't fetch either. Make it just marginally more likely that I might hit a land. Ooh, there's Wasteland. Can I trick them into doing this? There's Baragoyf. I'm going to try and Fatal Push that. Should I try and wait for, like, Force backup, though? I don't know. Doesn't seem right. Okay. Alright, how about a land? For me. Alright, well, reanimate that. That just worked. If they Fatal Push, hopefully they, like, play their own creature first so I can Redirect Lightning. Another Wasteland. Okay. I'll just untap. Hopefully I hit a blue card or a land. Sure. I'll take it. Cast Edict. Am I going to get a Baragoyf trigger? Watch it mill all of my blue sources. Alright, a blue creature would be great. Yeah, I'll take it. Brazen Borrower, please. This is going exceedingly well. And if you Wasteland me, I will simply, Wasteland, well, I don't know, actually. That doesn't seem very effective. Kaito. Well, I will Force. If they Force back, I will Redirect Lightning. It was not necessary. They do have another play. Fatal Push. Yeah. Unfortunately. Another Bolt. And then nothing? Huh. They didn't Wasteland me last game either. I wonder what the reticence is. Well, I don't mind. Okay, there we go. Alright, what's the move here? I guess just Wasteland them back. Obviously not their Wasteland, but one of their Underground Seas. So if this all resolves, it would take them down to like 2 mana, which is still enough to cast Bowmasters, but not enough to like Kaito or Baragoyf or something. And it might make them think twice about trying it again. I need a land. Triple check. I didn't side one out. No, I did not. Murktide Regent. That's pretty good. I really don't want them to wasteland me, so I need to just like continue these horribly mana inefficient turns. Oh god. I think I am gonna try and red blast this though. It's kind of important. Okay, thank goodness. If they play another one next turn, I can lightning bolt it. Him to Turok. That's funny. I really want to have a threat on board. Whatever. Okay, cool. It hit the two best cards it possibly could. I'll take it. Maybe they have Daze in hand? Him is like the perfect card for those kind of situations, though. Oh boy. Tamiyo. Alright. Let's go ahead and play Bowmasters. See what that prompts. Now there's some proactivity in my life. Fatal Push. Okay. Land. No. Never land. Alright, let's attack. They might be too scared to block. They're not. Alright, well, I guess I'll just bullet you then. It was worth a shot, I think. I think it was worth a shot more than getting that 1 point of damage. I'm gonna cling. I just really would like to hit a land drop, please. Feels like I'm certainly due to see one. Just a funny game. One of those funny games. Alright, there's a fourth land. Are they going to hardcast Kaito? Can almost keep parity with that unless they plus. Well, I guess in that case I would just ninjutsu. And hopefully hit a land and then bolt. But it is not necessary. Land? They're getting wise. Make a red. Alright, land. Oh boy. Ponder. Cool. I'll take it. If they wasteland me again, though, that would be... Oh, not that many wastelands, actually. So it's possible. Let's just hope it doesn't happen. They wasteland me and play Baragoyf. Oh, Petty Theft? Sure. So now I'm waiting for Snapcaster Mage to enable this ninjutsu. Thank God it's not Wasteland. But they put a card on top. That is not good. I probably should have put Snapcaster Mage on top. I don't know what I was thinking with that. They cast Brazen Borrower. I wish I had Revolt right now. Bolt. If they just hardcast Kaito, I can just red blast it at mostly parity. Tamiyo, sure. Probably should not try to Fatal Push that until it's safe. I.e. now. Okay, it was safe. What is your last card? I hope it's really bad. And I hope I draw land. I hope it's not Bowmasters. I think that means I should just hold. Alright. You know, I'm not surprised I'm drawing the lands now. Thought sees me. That sucks. There's no brainstorm in my graveyard. Alright. Ooh. The patient are punished. Yep. I would have done the same. I guess this means I can just like draw with Cling though. Doesn't seem so bad. Problem is I'm probably going to draw a lot of lands going forward. Daze. That is wholly acceptable. Cast Ponder. Play Strix. Man, amazing that there are no lands. Cast Brainstorm. Put back these two cantrips. Can also really look for from the catacombs at this point. Is this game 2? I think this is game 2. We're gonna run out of clock. Bowmasters, yep. Card's pretty good. They have sewers in hand. They play sewers, binning Delta. I would have also binned Delta. Play that. I need to keep that, unfortunately. Although, not unfortunately, now I can snap Kolaghan's command. And that would be pretty rad. Snapcaster Mage. Target Kolaghan's command. I've become everything I've made fun of. I'm just like stuck with this one really situational card in my hand. Ah, that's funny. What is going on right now? Snuff out? No, so I can do this even sooner and take less damage? Don't mind if I do. Opponent might be panicking a little bit though. 6 minutes to win this game and the next one. With Nary a piece of shit in hand. Yeah, I'm gonna draw a lot of lands. Will this fail to find? What am I doing? Let's look for From the Catacombs. Ponder. Ponder. Murktide's just as good. Stack it like that. Tammy's a little slow. Murktide plus Cling to Dust. We might be looking at some one-hit shit here. Oh, especially since they're at 12. Yeah. I'll Red Blast anything. Beautiful. Alright, doing pretty good. Considering how down to the wire and stressed I am. I can get, I think, one more match in right now. We'll lock them for round number 3 here. I think this hand is fine. Similar to like the last hand, I think. It's a little weird to not have a blue card for force. And also, the fetching might be a little awkward, but I might be able to disrespect Wasteland a little bit with this redirect lightning. It's all matchup dependent, of course. Arid Mesa? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Well, this matchup is unwinnable. But I'll do my best. Bolt. Blue card for force. Okay. The issue with Wasteland right now is that there's not another target for it. Seems like it won't be an issue. There's the Ocelot Pride. I can beat that with these Bowmasters. Scalding Tarn's a little weird though, isn't it? Is this like Jeskai energy? Seems like they don't have days at least. I'll take the land. Maybe they'll blow a Source of Plowshares here. Fearing Kaito. Not yet. No, I don't think they have it. Alright, I'll play Baraglyph then. Terrorizing everyone. Elegant Parlor. Binning a Mountain. Scalding Tarn might just be a red fetch. It might not mean they're playing Jeskai colors. Sand Scout? I'm just going to force that. Let's really press our advantage here. Sand Scout does a lot of annoying things. It's a powerful card. They might have been counting on that to get their third land. And yeah, they just scoop from there. Shut it down. Okay, let's get 2 Fatal Push and then From the Catacombs. I don't think Agent applies. There's just so shockingly little for the matchup. I think they'll have Lazotep Quarry. Consign is like, I don't know, I don't think it's good enough. I really don't. Nor Redirect Lightning. It's like, you need a sweeper. And it just hasn't gotten through my head yet that I should be running a sweeper. I'm not sure why, I just can't wrap my head around it. Narset's not quite right. I don't think Nimble Obstructionist is quite right either. It's not terrible though. Redirect Lightning, I don't know. I like sighting out a land just because it's really important to never run out of action in this matchup. Because they're going to be able to put something incredibly strong out every single turn. Kling's a little slow. Sure. No, on the draw, I think I'd rather have Kling than Thoughtseize, though. TBH. Can we have a similar game to that one? Gigantha. Was that their last game? I can't remember. This is a keep, but we might struggle a little bit against a fast Ocelot Pride beginning. There's Guide of Souls. You got it. Alright. I played the wrong land. as I often do when I'm not thinking straight. I think I'm gonna shuffle. Yeah, much better, I think. Don't play Ocelot Pride. Dude, I told you not to play it. Wait, do they not have another land, though? This might work out. Yeah, they don't have another land. Or it's Wasteland, and they're sandbagging it. Nice. That will be good. I'm gonna Edict. There's some tension over, like, what they choose to keep here, I think. Probably, yeah, Ocelot Pride is just more potent. It's also more vulnerable. Okay, yeah, they did have Wasteland. That makes sense to me. Oh, God. This is so bad. Yeah, without a sweeper, I don't know how we're going to do this. I do like that I'm not getting Wastelanded, though. Maybe they're trying to just get that City's Blessing really quickly. Another Kaito is probably just about the last thing you want to see. Yeah. I need to start addressing the cats. They're at 7 permanents right now. That's 8, 9, 10 if they hit. Play a land drop like right afterwards, so can't let that happen. Not to mention, I don't want Ajani to flip, so yeah, this is very bad. What to do, what to do. I don't know if I can absorb all this. Probably snap Bolt Ocelot Pride and hope that Ajani's just bad. That doesn't make sense. We can probably go to the next game. They ought, I don't know. Might as well ask them to screw up, I guess. A second Ajani. Will they have like a send for a second? I mean, I'm planning on destroying the Ocelot Pride, so how can I take advantage of this? I think I do let this happen. Okay. And now they'll probably +2. That's pretty good. As far as deaths go, I guess death by cat is not the worst. Snapcaster Mage. This is Ajani's a problem. Target Bolt. Bolt Ocelot Pride. Block the one with 3 power. Go to 4? Oh my god. Yeah, go to 4. I don't think there's anything that can do it. Like, Bowmasters doesn't even do it. I guess I could brainstorm into double Bowmasters and a land. Edict. Yeah, it's not good enough. Funny enough. Bolt. Alright. Crazy stuff, huh? Yeah, you need a sweeper for this matchup. It's crazy that I haven't adopted one yet, because this deck just keeps getting more and more popular. But for some reason, I'm so stubborn on that when I shouldn't be. Like, what am I playing instead? Redirect Lightning? It looks pretty funny. What did I say I was going to do? Oh yeah, take a Thoughtseize, I guess. What did I just side out? Oh, Redirect Lightning? Yeah. Could side out Cling and bring my land back, but I don't really think that's the issue here. We can operate on a low land count against this deck. It just requires, there's just a few things need to keep from letting them develop, and then, you know, you take it from there. Tamiyo is extremely powerful. I will keep, and hopefully not get wastelanded on turn 1. Sewers, I'll keep that, even though it's not a blue source. I'll force almost anything. Giver of Runes? Maybe not that, though. Maybe I wouldn't force Giver of Runes. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna let Giver of Runes go. Okay. Time to do the most busted thing. Tamiyo. Brainstorm. Nice. I guess put back Baragoyf Strix. Or no, Bolt. Yeah, hide that. I don't know what I'm hiding it. It could be Mardu, I don't know. And then we'll just try and scam this Tamiyo ult. With a little help from strong cards. Guide of Souls, kind of want to force that. But should I? My Bolt is spoken for, I need to take out Giver of Runes. I'm gonna let this one go too. Strix is just so good. Mountain, plus, play Strix. Bolt, Giver of Runes. And they will target Guide, give it protection from black, but not the turn it can attack. They'll activate Scalding Tarn, Elegant Parlor, puts a card on top. That's not good. Do they still play like Static Prison? I hope not. Amped Raptor, I'll just force. No attack, obviously. Alright. Can I put this together? Another Strix? I think I'd rather Ponder. If I hit a Force a Will, which I do, I think I can actually scam this game. Okay. Problem is, if you spend all your forces getting the Tamiyo ultimate, you might not have any when you draw your whole deck. Are you kidding me? Well, we're still in kind of good shape, I guess. I have a board. About to play Baragoyf. You know, I've got a lot of things going on in life, you know. Your turn. And I do get my Tamiyo back eventually. Unless they have something like this. Or they just have a million energy. Yeah. God damn it. I think I'm gonna lose. This is so busted. I mean, maybe I can beat the Ocelot Pride next turn off this Ponder. But I'm never seeing Tamiyo again. Ponder. Oh my god. Fatal Push, Bolt, Bowmasters, just any of that stuff would have been nice. Thank you. Do it now. I mean, they'll probably just block with this cat token no matter what, but the life gain is also kind of a big deal. Sand Scout. Card's pretty damn good. They're probably going to get, what? Lazotep Quarry? Yep. They don't quite have the mana to get the Pride back yet, but it's close. Okay, now they do. And they put a card on top. That's not good. Thoughtseize, terrible. Attack with Baragoyf. Block with Sand Scout. I probably would have done the same. Take... Ah, jeez. And their hand's amazing. That sucks. Take a Ajani, I guess. Wild stuff. Thoughtseize Bug. You know, I'm actually pretty happy that they're not getting their Ocelot Pride back. Amped Raptor. Hits Pyroblast. There goes my Strix. They will probably deal 4 damage to me. Yes. I don't even know what draw can help me out here. Things are incredibly rough. I wonder what would have happened if I had forced that Guide of Souls like I was thinking about. Things might have been better. I think they would have been a lot better. Alright, I'm at 11. Probably pretty safe to pack this one up if they get an Ocelot Pride with this Lazotep Quarry. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think a good moral lesson to take from this year is that, yeah, we should probably be playing a sweeper. I don't know why I've been so resistant to it. But, like, I think in my subconscious I was really hoping that the deck just would not be able to keep up with the turn 1 decks, the turn 0 decks that the deck is, that Grixis Control is made to fight. But, yeah, I see it often enough that that's just not realistic. Okay, now we're 2-1. Gotta mulligan this no-lander. I guess I'll keep this 1-lander. I feel like the hands have been pretty weird tonight. I'll bottom Brainstorm. Keep all the strongest cards. I don't even know what I'm hoping to face with a hand like this, but I'll see. Alright, they're passing their first main phase. And now they're going to play a land. Classic. Well, I did not budge. Do you have Stifle? No. Alright, get Island. Cast Ponder. Sure. Cling or Brainstorm. You know, Reanimator's not dead. I'm gonna keep Cling. All of a sudden I can cast all my spells. Underground Mortuary? What is this? Bayou. Mosswood Dread Knight. I know this card. Not on the adventure mode. When it dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until your next turn. So you want to try and catch it when yeah, you just want to try and catch it, I guess. Okay. when their mana might be compromised. It's not a bad card, though. It's pretty interesting, in fact. Probably should have played Strix there, but I think I'd rather just learn a little bit more about what's going on. I'll take 3. They're holding fast. I need to work towards my next land. This also might bait out some Orcish Bowmasters. We'll see. No. Alright, how about it? Great. Your turn. They'll activate Windswept Heath. Is this just a green-black deck? It might be. Green-black rock. No red Jund. They're definitely hitting their land drops. I'll say that. Yeah, I'll let it go again, even though my life total is getting pretty darn low now. And then I'll make my bid to play Kaito. I'm just curious, like, what is going on in their hand, mostly. I'll attack. Bowmasters, yep, that happens. Are they going to try and trade armies here? I'll play Bowmasters and hit their Bowmasters. That my army may survive. Push my Bowmasters. That's interesting. Okay, pass. Would have been nice to hit a land there. Ignoble Hierarch. I really do feel like I wasted my Bowmaster triggers now. And now this thing can attack through my stuff. What if I hit a red card? I don't think that's as important as hitting a red source right now. I mean, yeah, just a land in general, I guess. Ponder, Bennett. There's no time for that. Oh! See if they block. No. Do that. I'll tap down the Dread Knight. They'll activate twice. Another Hierarch would be bad in the short term, but probably okay in the long run. Questing Beast. I feel like this deck could have Questing Beast at this point, but I had to take my bid to try and untap with Kaito here. Thrag Tusk. Yep, I can never beat that card, that's for sure. The greatest creature of all time. This is Green-Black Rock. Well, Green-Black Rock's greatest enemy is Baleful Strix, I think. Despite the life gain associated with it, I think... Oh, that's pretty good. Bouncing... Hold on. No, it's just when it leaves the battlefield. God, that card's good. Thrag Tusk. Can I just please get a land? Play Strix. Crap. Alright, fine. Plus, your turn. What a funny game. Uh-oh. Let's get a mountain here. Assassin's Trophy. It's a good card. Okay, yeah, I think I do need to bounce the Thrag Tusk, regrettably. Or I could just chump with Snapcaster Mage. I don't really want to do that. But yeah, this is, you know, there's a lot of downsides associated with bouncing the Thrag Tusk. You try not to. You don't always get the choice, though. Compy Swarm. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, create a tapped token that's a copy of this creature. Oh, God. Every good card is in this deck. How am I going to do this? Lightning Bolt is pretty good. At this point, if they want to trade a bunch of stuff for Kaito, I think that's fine. I think I'm just never going to make my land drops this game. I'll plus an attack. They might not block, actually, the more I think about it. Okay, that's good. Now, play Murktide Regent. Should this thing be bigger, though? Do I need to bolt right now? I do want to bolt Thrag Tusk, but maybe that's not necessary. I should probably just bolt the Compy Swarm. I wish I had Force of Will as well. Yeah, all the cards that I've seen this game have been hilariously unhelpful. Yeah, bolt the Compy Swarm and play a Murktide Regent. Assassin's Trophy again. No, take another basic. And they're ignoring Kaito. That's good for me. I guess I'll just block the Mosswood Dead Knight so I could fetch if I have to. That feels better than like, oh wait, no, it has trample, right? I just lose instead. I'm playing like shit. Sorry, everyone. It's because I have to go finish this league after I play a show. That's insane. I'm leaving tomorrow, though, so there's not really much choice. Um, Geez. Force of Will's good. From the Catacombs is good. Reanimate is good. Is this a Green Suns deck? It's hard to tell. Price of Progress is probably fine. Because I want to end this game quickly. Side out Badlands. Similar to Nick Fit, you could maybe even side out an additional one if Assassin's Trophy is how they want to play it. I think Redirect Lightning will probably be pretty poor. And then, no. I don't know why I thought Price of Progress was acceptable. It's not. Okay. Yep. I think this will go better than last time. Especially since that got it through my thick skull that Mosswood Dead Knight has trample. Yeah, two good lessons learned at the end of the year. Bring a sweeper, because Ocelot Pride's not going anywhere. And, fucking Mosswood Dead Knight has trample. Dread Knight. No play is interesting. Alright, I'll just pass. No, I should do this before they can, like, Bowmasters, I guess. Okay. Put these two back. Surveil. Birds of Paradise. Not good enough. Okay. Looking a little bit like Bowmasters. Let's shuffle. I do want to try to keep my basics in my deck. Edict is a nice draw. Play Baragoyf. They'll activate Foothills. Play Bowmasters, that's fine. Land number 3. They have Baragoyf. I think I'll force that. Although I could have just bolted Bowmasters and Edicted. I'd rather do that to get a Baragoyf trigger. Although I don't really want this, I don't want an Edict army. That just seems insane. Yeah, I'll just throw it under the bus. Now I'm gaining life, which is nice. Land. Are they going to block with Bowmasters? That is just free money. Murktide Regent's also pretty darn good. Assassin's Trophy. Yeah. Grab a Swamp, I think. And then, I guess, bolt Bowmasters, play Murktide. Hold up Edict. I could see them playing like Pick Your Poison or something. Run afoul, something like that. They just put a card on top. Why'd they do that? Is it Thragtusk? Another trophy, sure. Sure. This would be a great opportunity to draw from the Catacombs. Play Edict. And I hope they're out of trophies so I can just slam Kaito. Let's see. Cast Strix first. Yeah, we'll just hold Kaito. No one can resist casting a Bowmasters against Strix. Yeah, just let it go. Now that is a good target. Also makes me feel like they have Green Sun Zenith in this deck. Right? Nothing else makes sense. Cling is pretty good. Alright. I want my triggers. Do that. Although I'm sure I'll just hit an Assassin's Trophy, so let's look for the next thing here. These are both pretty darn good. Top. Yeah, play the Strix again. Hand's a little clunky going into next turn. Like, all I can do is Cling, but they have 2 cards after their draw step. My board is amazing, frankly. Yeah, have a look. Taking the Edict. Man, they're gonna attack. I'll block. Kaito will take 2, down to 2. They can adventure it. At the cost of some life, I will say. I could have clinged it, but I didn't think it was a big enough deal. And besides, I'd rather draw a card. Keep those basics in your deck. blue card for force. Maybe that would have been a good idea. Now I have hardcast force and pitch cast force. Yeah, they had a pretty tough decision there. Now I get to draw a card. Yeah, I'll just top again. If the time walk is successful, I think we've got it. They'll activate. Okay. That's more along the lines of what the matchup should feel like. I don't think I used any sideboard cards in that. Or maybe I used Fatal Push. I don't think I did, though. Now I'm on the draw, which I don't mind one bit. Price of Progress is a little concerning with trample creatures, is the only thing. I don't know. This matchup that I'm totally going to see again in my life would also be a good one to bring a sweeper in against. Just, I don't know. I'll take the agent, whatever. Like, I don't need this Thoughtseize. I really don't. Let's be real. It's a little sketchy, but you have to trust you will find everything you need when you play a deck like this. You got it. I have seen no evidence of them playing Wasteland, and indeed I feel like the presence of, what's it called? Assassin's Trophy kind of defeats the purpose of Wasteland. Well, not necessarily, right? Because you only get basics off of Assassin's Trophy. Alright, I don't think this Reanimate will be really good until I can take out a very scary creature of theirs. But like I said, it's just all about letting the game go a little long. That attack is interesting. So they weren't ramping a turn ahead. Birds of Paradise. I think I'd still rather take this out. Oh yeah, wow. Then a Brainstorm after that. I don't know if I want the Brainstorm. In fact, I think I'll pass. Take out the Hierarch. I mean, they still are untapping with 4 mana, potentially 5. They could Thrag Tusk. And since I don't have a Force of Will, this could be a problem. That is suspicious. Okay, now I'm feeling pretty darn good. I'm ready for them to play a big creature, in fact. This one, I can cantrip a little bit in response. Nice. Okay, cool. Thrag Tusk, Thrag Tusk. I think I just let that go. Even though it is a very cool card. More Bowmasters. Yeah, I think I'll let that go too. Maybe I should just be reanimating Bowmasters, because they're pretty gated on mana, clearly. Edict. Now I need lands. I think I'm just going to try and ambush with Opposition Agent. I'm not convinced this is like not a Green Sun Zenith deck or something like that. I'm just kind of waiting for them to Assassin's Trophy me. Where's my mana? Hierarch. Sure. Man. I really hate that I'm going to Edict this. But there you have it. Grist. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's a worthy target. For Reanimate, that is. Or even from the Catacombs. Well, I should probably stabilize this board a little more first. But we're almost there. Alright, Reanimate Grist. Make Thing. Kaito. Alright, play Murktide, I think. Or else there's always Opposition Agent on the flash. Sure. Well, I need Ignoble Hierarch gone as well before I introduce the initiative, I think. Because Birds of Paradise with an Exalted trigger can do the trick. Also, this thing having Trample. There are some complications, let's just say. But Grist should help a lot. I wouldn't even be that surprised if they just Assassin's Trophy it right now. 1 Bowmaster attack. I think Grist can take that. Grist is made of strong stuff. Mosswood Dread Knight, excuse me. Alright, let's play Opposition Agent here. Certainly getting my lands this game. Plus, I really think I can probably defend the initiative. Maybe that's really unrealistic. Let's just play Murktide Regent. Fatal Push, an insect token. Yep. Fatal Push, opposition agent. Do they have Revolt? I feel like they don't have Revolt. Yeah, that's too bad. But excellent for me. Cavalier of Night. Oh my god. Now that is something that I want. There goes Murktide Regent. They're attacking Grist for... I think I'm going to block with Opposition Agent. Take out the Cavalier. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I need to have no board. Or no, they'll be able to get something back as well. This is tough. I need Bowmasters, basically. But I also need this Trampler to not attack, so... yeah, we'll just do this. Alright, what would help? Probably Bolt. Brazen Borrower? I can't cast that. Shoot. I'll just bin it. Brainstorm. Alright, let's get Bowmasters. That's always happening. Target Ignoble Hierarch. They're pretty low on mana now, too. Grab my island. Can't cast Brainstorm, unfortunately. Thinking about it, those Bowmasters are bad. But, oh, there's the Bolt. Great. Sure, I'll play it out. I don't like the lifelink on the Cavalier of Night, but I should have the blockers I need to retain the initiative here. And if they try to do the Dread Whispers thing, I'll get a Bowmaster trigger, which is cool. But if they don't contest Grist, I can defeat the Cavalier, and then that can be my next target for From the Catacombs, I think. I don't know how they would contest Grist. They're all attacking me. Okay. Block, block, block. No trample, no trample. Sweet. They are at 23, which is kind of a high life total. But I have this funny feeling that we're going to grind this out, folks. They're just going to pass. I'm too scared to brainstorm. Go to the Lost Well. It sucks, but you know I love going to the not Lost Well. I think I'll keep the Barragoyf. That one seems good. Then I'll play the Barragoyf, because like I said, that one seems good. And then... oh shoot, I screwed up. God, why is this so hard? I'm just basically waiting for them to be out of mana, I think. Barragoyf being able to beat Cavalier is pretty sweet, though, I gotta say. I don't think they have Bowmasters, though. I think they would have done that. They'll go to combat. They have no attack. That is great news. Now I'm going to go to the stash. We love the stash. Okay. Time to make some moves here. Yeah, they just have so little mana. It's probably pretty hard to do anything right now. Destroy the Cavalier. I'm just going to cling that. No complications, please, even though it might compromise my ability to cast From the Catacombs in the future. I just severely shrunk my Barragoyf. What can you do? I retained Planeswalker. I thought that was important. Alright, attack with Barragoyf. Because if they have Bowmasters, then they're going to take the initiative anyways. Fatal Push. Yep, fair enough. Okay. I don't think they have Bowmasters, but I'm going to do this on their upkeep anyways. They would absolutely play Bowmasters here if they had it. They don't. Cast Brainstorm. Let's bolt before they get to their main phase. Thoughtseize will take my Brainstorm. Let's get a 4-1. Let's go to Throne of the Dead 3. Okay, they'll scoop it up from there. That's good, because I'm late for what I have to go to now. That match was epic. Okay, I'll be back for the last round after the show. Alright, I made it back from the show. I'm here. I'm going to finish this league for all of you. Get this video out while I'm in San Francisco. Facing Didikith will not be easy. I'll keep. There's not much on the line here. Not much but education at stake here. We already are 3-1, which is great. Your turn. I'm not going to play around Opposition Agent. Dark Ritual Opposition Agent. I'm going to make them play around what I might have. I'm representing Dark Ritual Opposition Agent, frankly. Oh my god. Alright, well. I'll do the thing. What are they going to take? Maybe Ponder. Taking Snapcaster Mage is so fascinating to me. Thoughtseize Bug. Okay, so here's my theory. Thoughtseize Bug doesn't replace the card that was taken necessarily, but it does give you a card that was already in your hand when they cast a Thoughtseize. That's my new conspiracy. It's not true. Alright, well if they're worried about Snapcaster Mage, maybe they're worried about it enabling Kaito, maybe they have a really slow hand. It's hard to tell. Is this the same matchup as last round? Is this green-black rock again? No, there's a loam. Okay, well, let's brainstorm. I missed on the cling. Shoot. Probably won't need these lightning bolts. I really need a cling to dust. This could be Pox. So if we're going to play a game of attrition here, it would make sense that they take Snapcaster Mage. There's a Saga. Card's pretty annoying. Alright. I'm guessing I'm going to get wastelanded out of this game, but I don't know. I have two really potent red spells in hand that might be important for my survival, so I'm going to do this. I chose the wrong land, apparently. God damn it. That's like the one draw on the deck that really punishes this. Because, you know, I was thinking this would get immediately wastelanded. And you don't usually want your Volcanicon to get wastelanded right away. Thoughtseize is fine, I guess. Well, I'll Kolaghan's Command. I'll have them discard. I'll get my Snapcaster Mage back. So we might just go around in circles here. Because I'm not going to force this. Hogak? Yeah, it seems like the Pox deck. And they take Snapcaster Mage again. This would mean something if they didn't have, like, endless card advantage represented. Oh, sweet. Okay. Cling your loam. Maybe hit a land. No, but I'll play Tamio. It's one of those good cards. Probably have to force Hogak, though, unfortunately. Yep. This deck doesn't play artifact lands either, so I don't think I need to bolt this construct in response. They might have Retrofitter Foundry, which would mean I have to do that, but they're not even making another construct. Do they have Zurin Orb? No, they have Nile Spellbomb. Yep, card's pretty important. I mean, Cling to Dust is pretty important for my prolonged presence in this game. Fatal Push, sure. And I changed my mind. I think I'm going to take two. Alright, could use a good draw here. And I guess having an empty board, if I hit a land, would be nice to play Kaito. Alright, I'll ponder. Sure. Draw Brainstorm next turn. Basic Mountain's not bad here. Unclear how many loams they play as well. I think a lot of the Pox lists I saw played like 2. They'll activate the Spell Bomb, targeting me. That makes sense. Eumidian Hatchery. You do hate to see it. Smallpox. It's a little annoying, but I'm gonna let it go. Discard a Kaito. They have another Hogak. They lose the Hatchery. And they have another Loam. God damn. Well, I feel like I pretty much need to hit my other Cling. Land. Yeah, I mean, Narset's pretty good at digging for Cling. I'll put that on top. And then I need to force this. Pitching Kaito, which is rough. It's going to be hard to win this game. But not impossible. They're at 12. Alright. Play... Hold on. Let's get the basic mountain out of here. Really increase my chances of hitting this one-outer. I guess we can, like, have a Hogak fight. If they can even get their Hogak. Maybe they won't be able to. Not to mention I can draw out to like Edict or something. Did they dredge? Oh, they did dredge. That's wild. Are any of their cards going to be fast enough? Because they don't have a wasteland. Yep. I was kind of surprised they didn't play Saga either. Okay. Activate Narset. Take Force. I don't have a blue card. I'll attack. Hogak having Trample is a pretty big deal. We like it. And it being legendary. Pretty big deal. Yeah, I think they need a natural draw here. Sweet. The utility of Reanimate. It's truly myriad. Take Meltdown. It's an imperfect sideboard card in the matchup because they have progressions that just don't present any artifacts, but at the same time, you kind of need it. It's the only thing that can do the job sometimes. Think of it like Nimble Obstructionist, but you can't flash and Meltdown and attack people for 3. It's really too bad. Bolt is not great. I'm tempted to keep Redirect Lightning. Price of Progress is not the worst. Consign is actually quite good. Surgical is also quite good. From the Catacombs is okay. Like, it would be better, but Smallpox decreasing the amount of lands you're likely to have makes it actually kind of undesirable for the matchup, which is too bad because it would be perfect otherwise. Narset was fantastic there, but generally will be kind of slow in the matchup and hard to cast. Murktide will get walled. Baragoyf will get walled, but I also played Fatal Push. Yeah, I think I'm going to play Control for once. No Thoughtseize. Maybe no Lightning Bolt. If I was really going to commit to this control plan, I think I'd also cut one of the Kaitos. Because it's very hard to actually get this card in as well against this deck. But how am I going to win? That's the next question. We'll figure it out. Bowmaster Beats. Yep, lots of lands. This is how we do it. Mox Diamond. Ghost Quarter? Thank God that's gone. Malevolent Rumble. I'm guessing they're going to take Grist here. Yeah. Grist is like hella good. And something I want to reanimate, like in the last round. Ponder? Yeah, I'll do that. Anything good, folks? Kolaghan's Command. And Tamiyo. Tamiyo is actually quite good in the matchup if you can A, get it transformed, and then B, everything else, dodge Witherbloom Command, etc., etc. I don't have any graveyard hate. What have I done? Uh-oh. I'm gonna force. We don't want Grist around. No attack? Weird. Sorry. I feel very chatty. What was the next card? It was land, I think. Well, I don't want another one of those. Thoughtseize? Regrettable. They might be checking for Brainstorm. I wonder if they're going to take Kolaghan's Command just to delay the devastation of their Mox Diamond. Baragoyf? This will take some work to defeat. I brought in Fatal Push, right? No, I didn't. I'm a fool. I always forget about Baragoyf. This deck really does everything. Brazen Barber? It buys a turn. Which is not bad when you have Tamiyo. I'm gonna bend that, unfortunately. If they had less mana, I wonder if I could keep them from recasting it. It wouldn't be for long, obviously. But if they just recast it, Brazen Barber did something akin to a Time Walk. Beautiful. Can you believe it? I can't. I'm going to activate a clue first so it makes it look like I actually worked for it. And I might hit... I don't know what I would hit. That would make me want to do it. Anything else? Well, no. But it's not bad. It would be what you'd call a check to Baragoyf. Oh boy. Not the Ghost Quarter. Anything but the Ghost Quarter. If they Ghost Quarter my mountain, that's so bad. 2 Loams? Alright. Bowmasters is not bad. I'm gonna flip Tamiyo. There's always a chance I hit Surgical Extraction. Or I could play Strix. That seems better. Just a lot of Bowmasters. That's not going to outclass what they do with Loam. But also, do they really want to Ghost Quarter me a million times? Seems like a lot of work when they don't even have that much mana to begin with. They need to address Tamiyo before they want to be aggressive with the Eumidian Hatchery. Oh, they must have Hogak in their hand. That's right. Okay. Well, I can Edict that. If I draw a land, I can Edict and also remove their method of reconvoking it. I don't draw a land. I mean, they still have to play another creature. Cast Edict. Bowmasters. Maybe I should have pondered and looked for Kaito. Maybe that would have been more productive. I know their hand is like all lands right now. That Ghost Quarter scares me. I don't want to fetch another basic. My red sources are incredibly precious now. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this seems like a good spread. I mean, they've just had enough. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in control of that game. It just will take them way too long to do anything without, like, excuse me, I'm tripping over my words, without an exploration. Without an exploration. Cool. I feel like I've been putting up a lot of 4-1s lately. I feel like if this was last year, or even a few months ago, they'd be 5-0s, but I'm not saying, I don't think I'm any worse than I was back then. I really don't. I might even be better. I think I am better. It makes sense, right? Over time you get better. I feel like every 5-0 is a little miracle. And let's stop talking about it. Let's talk about the successes. Yeah, year-end lessons, bring a sweeper. I think this deck is here to stay, to my chagrin. I really thought Oops was going to elbow it out, but I think Ocelot Pride, Guide of Souls decks are a mainstay of Legacy, which is not a bad thing. It's bad for Grixis Control, but if something's bad for Grixis Control, it's usually like good for the format, the perception of the format, because that means there's something like grindy and slow, grindier than Grixis Control, which isn't very hard to do, if we're being honest. We're kind of on the very precipice of maximum efficiency, because we do need to contend with those turn 0, turn 1 decks. So yeah, it's probably overall a good thing. And the thing is, like, you can tech to beat them. I don't have a sweeper, and it's not like adding, also, I also feel the need to clarify that just adding one sweeper isn't going to magically crack this matchup for you. It's still going to be a hard fight, but it's going to help a lot. We just don't really have the right tools for it. I think I mentioned it during sideboarding in that match. It's also infuriating that I took game 1. Like, I should have been able to convert one of those, but then we would have faced entirely different stuff in the last 2 matches, and those matches were great. Green-Black Rock. I joked about it during the match, but likely to never see that matchup ever again. But power to this person. They're playing really powerful cards. I think Legacy has room for that. And then, yeah, I always like beating Box because it also feels like a really tough matchup, and you really have to put the puzzle together, and you can just as easily lose. I don't remember what the first 2 rounds were. It was just earlier today, but so much has happened. I need to edit this video. Thank you so much. It's been an incredible year for the channel and for Grixis Control. I'm really looking forward to next year. I think it's going to be even better. I think I said the same thing last year, and it was true. So yeah, I'll see y'all next year. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it.